Yo, Hendo here at Average Use Slow-Pitch. Today, we're gonna go ahead and bring out, as you can see here, 4 different ASA bats. This isn't meant to be a comparison video, just with the season starting, and honestly, there's still a whole ton of bats to get on video. We wanna get some of these out to you a little bit faster, so we figured the best way to do that is bring bats that come all the way from the Hades, being the 1 ounce end load, the Autism 1/2 ounce end load, 2-piece mid load in the Torch, and then a 1-piece mid load. So kind of gets us all the different weight spectrums from kind of what they are in the non-linear list. These two are 975, these are 1,000. So they also have kind of the same criteria, so figured why not get all these out of here, get 60 to 80 swings kind of each one, just so you can kind of see performance. And with them being side by side, if you want to do your own kind of comparison as watching the video, you can. But at the end, it's not going to be like a normal comparison video where we put up a chart, see which one beat which, because that's not really the goal here. Some of these may require more breaking and whatnot, but either way, a way to get you, like I said, footage on kind of all 4 of these. But we'll go out here, go ahead and put our 52s on it, come back with that final compression, final thoughts. All right, let's start with our full ounce unload, the Hades. Again, conversion chart, I know it's USSSA tester. We'll mention all that here as we go. Let that sit on 0. And the Hades has to be 975, by the way, on the list. It's right at, let's call that 190. So 190 in our chart is 1325. So this thing has tons of wiggle room. We'll get swings on it, as we mentioned, and kind of see where it's at. Next up, we'll bring the 1/2 ounce end load, which is the Autism. This also has to be 975 on this X-Core 2 Tech from Anarchy. And don't have to pull the chart up, that's at 190, so same thing. At 190, in case you missed on the first one, that's 1325, so lots of wiggle room there as well. Then we've got the 2-piece MX Torch from Monsta. This one needs to be at 1,000, and so will our 1-piece Torch. There we go. And this one's sitting at 175, which 175 for us is, well, 173 is 1250, 178 is 1275. So either way, about 250 to 275 in available kind of wiggle room there. And last, the 1-piece MX Torch. And this one is at about, that's about that 190 mark again. So 1325, as we mentioned with the first 2. So either way, all these bats, plenty of wiggle room. We'll get out here. Our goal is to get about 75 to 80 swings on all 4, just so you can kind of see performance. Again, not a comparison video, just we have so many bats and season starting. Want to make sure we got all these out for you. So figured it was an easy way to basically show you ASA bats from a full ounce end load, 1/2 ounce mid load to 1-piece mid load. All right, as we mentioned, we're going to roll through all 4. We're going to start with the Hades. We're basically going to work down from the 1 ounce end load to the Autism 1/2 ounce. 2-piece mid load, so that's that for us, the orange Torch. I know they think they had 4 designs for that one, and then that 1-piece Torch. And again, by no means a comparison video. Obviously, if you're kind of debating between some of these bats, you can use it as such, but it's just, we've got something like 16, 17 bats to get on video. And with tournaments, we've got a duel this upcoming weekend, start of the military season, Hall of Fame duel the next weekend. Just got to have a way to get you guys this kind of content without you waiting super far past kind of drop dates. And I do know the Hades has now been out for a while. The Autism, I think, is already sold out, things like that. But we're going to start kind of doing this with the season being busy, so we can have reviews done and start getting you guys things like comparison videos. We still want to do an ASA ball test. We got pretty much all the balls people recommended, and we're going to do a test on that here soon, stuff like that. But either way, Hades first.
100 miles per hour.
There's the sweet spot. Feels a little bit soft, but come off good.
101 miles per hour.
Yep, that's 101. That's definitely the sweet spot, though.
77 miles per hour. 99 miles per hour.
Yeah, so through the first handful of swings, the one thing I've noticed with the Hades, and again, I've been swinging a lot of Monsta up here, so we've got the pad tech, the fib tech, is without having that pad, fib, whatever, in the inside part, you get a little bit more of the, you get like a trampoline, but it does feel a little soft at times. And we'll see as we keep going and what everyone else thinks about it. But this one, to me, through the first handful, seems like you'll get the best performance if you don't over swing, because you don't want to over compress kind of that softer barrel.
100 miles per hour.
Yeah, that one felt good. Obviously, it came off good, but it's definitely a softer type feel, and so far, a little bit of maybe struggle, whatever that word is, to know exactly when you're catching the sweet spot, because a lot of it feels the same, but it's obviously kind of probably a pro as far as meaning it's pretty forgiving.
76 miles per hour. 102 miles per hour.
Yeah, that was our sweet spot. That one, I mean, sweet spot feels pretty centered up, which is the good news, but I will say this one, definitely don't overswing it. First handful, we're definitely swinging a little bit harder and realizing it was maybe over compressing. These last couple are probably close to like that 80, 90%, and probably closer to 80%, but now the ball's coming off good and you're getting a little bit better feedback.
73 miles per hour.
Okay, so there's the Hades Anarchy Hades bat. 1 ounce end load, 13-inch barrel. A little bit stiffer on the handle than I'm accustomed to. It's still sweet spot is it's a good size. Lots of reactions to it. Good feedback. You hit it high or low, and it's gonna outside of the sweet spot. It will definitely let you know. But all in all, it's a pretty good bat. It's for ASA, which we don't play a whole lot down here, so haven't played that in a long time. But it's a really good bat on the other side of it.
99 miles per hour.
Yeah, that's a normal swing, taking nothing off. To our little sidewalk over there. And again, this field's 368. I'm not gonna round up, but 368 over there. So that one definitely carried well. We're gonna take 2 swings. I'm gonna slow the swing down just a little bit, see if that helps, and then we'll move on to our autism.
94 miles per hour.
Yeah, that'll do it with the Hades. Like I said, we'll get swings. You saw it from everybody. They kind of talked about it a little bit, but definitely a good option. We'll talk about them all more in the final thoughts. Obviously, with us having 4 bats, we're just going to kind of keep rolling there. But next up is going to be the autism. All right, the autism. So again, the Hades was a 13 full ounce. This is a 13 half ounce.
93 miles per hour.
Oh boy, that's a different feel. First swing wasn't a great one, a little under it. That carried out easily, but yeah, definitely a different feel here. Just so I'm not giving you guys wrong information, they are both X-Core 2. So I mean, obviously probably just a different way of whether it's the paint, even though they look like they're done relatively the same way, but easy to be composite patterning, but that one felt really good.
100 miles per hour.
Oh boy. Yeah, this one's right down my wheelhouse so far. Feels like a semi-stiff handle, not a lot of flex. That one was for like a semi-flex, but a stiffer, almost U-trip feeling barrel, even though we're using the ASAs, which is money in my mind. Sounded good.
88 miles per hour.
That barrel immediately sounds different.
Yeah, it feels a lot different too. It's got just the right amount of stiffness to it, and yeah,
106 miles per hour.
Yeah, this one feels good, real good.
78 miles per hour. 101 miles per hour.
101 knuckler. Yeah, this one doesn't need a lot of swings. We're gonna handful more and move on, but this is definitely fits my swing a whole lot better. Fucking same.
87 miles per hour.
I'm at
84 miles per hour.
wow.
If anybody has to go at any point, just let me know. But we'll just hit.
So there's the Anarchy Autism bat. Half ounce end load, 13-inch barrel. What'd you say this tech was on the handle?
It's that X-Core 2 is what they call the new tech on their ASAs.
Okay,
It's like their
so
2020
the X-Core.
They started end of 24.
I like the flex on this one because it's not a massive flex. It gives good feedback. It does let you know when you've capped it or when you've tapered it. It's really controllable, even with the 13-inch barrel, which I'm starting to get away from. But all in all, I do like this, and the paint job is beautiful, by the way. Yeah, there's the Anarchy Autism bat.
101 miles per hour.
And there's the forgiveness. That was a little bit lower on the barrel. You could tell the change in the feel, and still came off real nice.
106 miles per hour.
Oh, 106 knuckler's a good one to end on here.
That was a dancing ball right there.
Yeah, so this one feels real good. Just because they're obviously same brand, things like that. I will say they're both 26 ounces, and you can feel the difference in end load. This one just feels slightly heavier, makes sense, the 1 ounce. But the Hades is definitely gonna be, like I said, a little bit softer barrel. This is gonna be your true kind of stiffer. Definitely love the feel of it, performing great. You kind of saw what everyone else talked about on it, but yeah, we'll talk more in the final thoughts. Let's move on to the 2-piece torch. That's gonna be that mid load. All right, I mentioned the intro, but every bat we're spinning today is also a 26. Again, this was just a way to get all these bats on video, but we went from the full ounce in the Hades to half ounce in the Autism. Now we got a mid load, 2-piece torch. Next up, final bat will be the 1-piece mid load, but 12.5-inch barrels. So the only difference is Monsters are 12.5. The two Anarchy swung were 13s, but let's go ahead and see what the MX has in store for us.
101 miles per hour.
Yeah, the forgiveness on Monsta though's always been great. That was a bad swing, hand jam myself. Didn't realize the pitch would be in, but great performance there.
80 miles per hour.
Huh.
105 miles per hour.
Ooh, there it is. Feels real nice. Yeah, one of my favorite things about the Monsta, and obviously Pure now too, is with their pad and the fib here, you get that extra sound, which is just, for the sound people, it's hard to beat. Now the Autism had a really good sound too, which I was worried about after the Hades, because the sound's not as much of a crack, but yeah, the Monsta sound, and we're not even to the fib yet. I mean, most Monstas take 100-ish swings, if not more, depending on the tech. Now the MX seems like they get hot faster, which is great. The good news is you'll get kind of that top end performance sooner than like some of the older M2s. And I also didn't mention it, this is the alloy handle, by the way.
82 miles per hour. 107 miles per hour.
Woohoo! Yeah, man. Monsta's Monsta, that's for sure.
81 miles per hour. 85 miles per hour.
Wow, knuckling.
103 miles per hour.
Towards the crazy part, man. 103, the forgiveness, because feeling like I could feel in the hands, it was definitely lower in the barrel, but
82 miles per hour.
Okay, there it is. 2-piece Monsta torch, 12.5-inch barrel, half ounce end load, 26 ounce. Wow, that's for not really getting into the ASA side of things, and the feedback on this thing is ginormous. Now I know I don't hit all in the hundreds and the 90s, but for somebody that's gonna come out and play and just hit and just be accurate, the control that you have with these bats through the zone and keeping that control is important, and these let you do it. It's not too end heavy, it's not too handle heavy, it's just enough. And again, the sound feedback for me is important. So there you go, Monsta torch.
108 miles per hour.
let's move on again. So 108 knuckling there, but again, if you're a Monsta person, you know, fib performance great, but again, I mean, the mid-load feel Monsta, it is what it is. I mean, there's not much more to say about Monsta at this point, but I've only swung, I think, one. I actually had a chance to swing my buddy Todd Duncan's 1-piece. I think it was an M5, King of Diamonds, the 1-piece, but felt real good out there in Spain. We're gonna go ahead now, roll over to the mid-load 12.5-inch 1-piece torch. All right, the last one in the mix here, we got the 1-piece torch. This is, again, still the MX Construction 12.5 mid-load.
104 miles per hour.
Well, there's Monsta for you.
81 miles per hour. 102 miles per hour.
So easy to control this one too.
104 miles per
Whew.
hour.
Oh man, that one. Yeah, this.
I think that one went through the fence.
That might have went through the fence. This one's crazy forgiving and a great feel even on a one piece. I mean, I think for me, my swing, it feels almost slightly flexier than the alloy torch, but I think it's going to base it off of people's swings there. But these MX Tech for Monsta has been, I shouldn't say a game changer because Monsta's obviously been killing ASA, but it's definitely a slightly different as far as how much hotter they get, which I think is great for guys who don't have time to put a lot of BP in.
83 miles per hour.
Killed it, PK. Yeah.
100 miles per hour.
Well, I felt amazing. And it was amazing. Look at that. And I'll tell you, so with the two piece, I do feel like you could feel yourself reaching the fib a little bit more often, which tells me on this one, without kind of hearing, getting that fib feel, it's going to need a little bit more braking than the orange one. And so that's what's even crazy about the performance we're getting off of it right now.
80 miles per hour.
Okay, so that's the Monsta Torch. What is the barrel on this? It says 2 1/4.
Those are all the 12 and a half.
12 and a half. There you go. Nice. The feedback on it's nice. I'm not a big fan of one piece bats, but I mean it's got just enough stiffness. But the feedback is just awesome with this one. And you know how some people are when they eat food, their texture is their thing. For me, it's sound off the bat, and the way that this one sounds off the bat, or the ball off the bat, is just crazy. But I liked it. I liked it a lot.
102 miles per hour.
That didn't start knuckling until it hit the grass.
Yeah, look like it started with spin, then went to knuckling and just floated around. Yeah, oh, this one's fun.
95 miles per hour.
Yeah, we're gonna end on a handled miss out of here. There's our first. That's gonna do it. So there you go. There you have it. That's all our bats. You saw everyone get a chance to swing them again. Well, from my left to right, you're probably seeing it right to left. Hades, 1 ounce, Anarchy, Autism, 1/2 ounce, 2-piece midload, 1-piece midload. All of them have their, really all of them are great options. We kind of talked about them a little bit. I'll take them back to the garage sometime tonight. I'll throw them on the tester once they've got a chance to sit. Then we'll go with kind of the final compression, final thoughts. All right, little conversion chart time here with the ASA bats, but we'll do it in the same order we swung them. First up, the 1 ounce end load, which is our Hades. This one again can be $975, same as the Autism, and then we got 1,000 on the 2 Monstas. Let that sit. And this one's giving us just under 175. So on the chart, 173 is 1250, 167 is 1225. So either way, tons of wiggle room there. Yeah, you can break this thing way in. And hopefully here in the near future, we may try to get back out there and get some of the 44 core balls, since obviously the X core is built to swing those ones. Then we've got the Autism. This was the 1/2 ounce end load, and this thing was an absolute missile launcher. Everyone loved it. And here we've got, oh, let's get that where it needs to be. I went too far. That's what I get for trying to sit down and do this. All right. And this one's 180-ish, maybe actually closer to 190. Either way, 190 is 1325, 184 is 1300. So tons of wiggle room again with this being a 975 mark. Great to see the fact that you can still put a whole bunch more swings on it. And my guess is it'll only get better and better. And it's already great. Then we've got the Monsta MX Torch. This is the 2-piece, again, alloy handle. I know that stuff doesn't really matter for testing, but just as a reminder. These ones can be at 975. Or sorry, these ones can be at 1,000. It was 975 on the Anarchies. And this one's going to give us right at about 170, maybe a hair under, but either way at 173, we're looking at 1250. At 167, 1225. So would still give us plenty of wiggle room there. Can put more swings on it, which is to be expected from Monsta. Again, with the Torch, I felt like you could really feel the fib pretty darn from swing number 1, basically. But you know you're going to get even more and more where that bat really starts clacking. And I haven't really got a chance to get one of the MXs quite to that point. Just haven't had time to put a bunch of swings on them, but I can only imagine how much better these are going to get with how good they already feel. And the 1-piece MX torch. And this one's sitting at 180 basically. And 180 for us is, well, 184 is 1300, 178 is 1275. So either way, all four of these bats, not even close to the compression mark, can break them in plenty more, BPM plenty more. Let's go ahead and talk about them more in the final thoughts. All right, let's check the scale weight on these bad boys real quick before we move on to final thoughts. Up first, the 26 ounce, 1 ounce end load Anarchy Hades. And it's coming in 0.07 over sticker, so nothing to worry about there. I'd say even with the way the end load feels, I'd still go with your normal sticker weight, even assuming you're kind of used to end loads, obviously. The 1/2 ounce end load Autism. These are all 26 stickers, by the way. 0.11 under, which my opinion is really nothing of concern. I don't really start worrying about it too much until you're about 0.25 or more over, and even then, it really just depends what you're used to at that point and what kind of feel you're going for. The 2-piece torch. So 25.54. So again, that's almost 0.5, so 0.46 under sticker. So just something to keep in mind. To me, though, even though I've seen a lot of our Monstas test under sticker, none of them ever feel light to me. Like this one feels like a true 26, but that's just a personal preference thing. But something to keep in mind. That model, I think, only comes available in 25 and 26, so you don't really have a choice to go up a sticker weight, however. And then the 1-piece torch, it's only 0.04 under sticker. So either way, with all four of them, I would honestly say just go with your normal sticker on all of these, and you should have no issues. All right, that wraps it up for our ASA lineup here. From my right, your left. Okay, so from my right to left, your left to right, we've got the Anarchy Hades, the Anarchy Autism, the MX Torch 2-piece, and then the MX Torch 1-piece. And so I'm not going to hold all these the entire time. I'll do each one at a time. Starting with kind of the order we swung them in, the Hades, the 1 ounce end load, 13-inch barrel. For me, I will say this one felt pretty good, but it doesn't fit my swing. And what I mean by that is it felt like with the little bit of faster bat speed, kind of what I'm used to with the Fib Tech, the Pad Tech from Pier, as well as the kind of stiffer feel of the axes. That's pretty much all I've been swinging for ASA. This one did feel softer at times. I talked to a couple of Anarchy guys as well, and they kind of agreed that this one seems to suit a little bit of the slower swing speeds, guys that maybe kind of don't go necessarily full swing. So realistically, you should never really be swinging 100%, but that's a whole nother conversation. But you didn't see him on video, but Andrew, who always swings with us, he really liked this one, fit his swing as well. So with a little bit of that softer barrel, I will say, just kind of keep that piece in mind. Definitely still a good option. The 1 ounce end load, you can definitely feel it there as well. So if you want that end load, don't hesitate to kind of obviously go here at the Hades. But again, it performed well. It's got tons of wiggle room. The one thing I wish we would have had more time to do, and again, the reason we're doing all four of these on the same video, not meant to be a comparison video. It was just, we've got something like 16, 17 bats that need to be reviewed. I've got the Columbus Military Duel, our opener for military ball this upcoming weekend. The following weekend's the Hall of Fame Duel. Get 1 weekend off, and then I can't remember what's next. But basically, with how busy it is, and with our windy season here, as you kind of saw there, as it started kicking up, we just never know what's going to do. Want to make sure I got all these bats on video for you. And we figured, hey, why not go with a lineup from a full ounce end load all the way down to kind of that mid load, almost balanced type, and then obviously threw in the 1-piece. So just kind of keep that piece in mind, but definitely a good option. If you have any kind of more questions on this one, let me know. Got a couple of different buddies that have tried it out. I know like Brandon Newton has swung it. I think Flip swung it now that he's over there as well. I'm sure Kyle Slicker. I mean, the names of the guys over there, Anarchy, is pretty endless at this point, but can get you more info on it. But either way, I do think it's meant a little bit more for the slightly slower swing speeds, maybe not the super stronger type players. But the 44s is also another thing the X-Core bats are able to hit, and I've heard hit them very, very well. So if I get a chance, I will go back out and swing the X-Cores with those 44s as well. Just again, we were real limited on time, had some other reviews to get done, and that wind was getting pretty nasty. And then over here with the Autism 13-inch barrel 1/2 ounce end load, I would say I wasn't overly excited to swing it after swinging the Hades, just because again, it didn't fit my swing. I kind of felt like, okay, maybe all the X-Core is gonna be the same. But this thing was an absolute missile launcher. I don't remember the top speed with it. I think it was like 107. And again, we only put, because there's 4 bats, I think each bat got about 50-ish, 60 swings on them. So not enough to really I would say to break them in as much as maybe you'd want to if you're going to game these things for a long time. But what I liked about it is this let me know that basically from swing number 1, this can be gamed. It did feel better with more swings, obviously opened up the fibers. And now that we're done, as you saw there, I think it was like 300. Sorry, excuse me. I think it was about 300 PSI left before you have to worry about it failing as well. And that was just with the 52s. Again, another bat that can handle the 44s. Just didn't get a chance to do it. But this is a great option for anybody out there looking for a ASA bat. I'm not sure the availability. I do think these Autisms were very limited. So just something to keep in mind. But definitely a really good option there. And the feel on it to me felt almost like I was swinging a USSSA bat, which I really liked as well. So you got that nice crack, good sound, good feedback. Really no cons there with that one. And the half-ounce end load was just right to where you could tell it was there, but not overly pronounced, but also didn't feel too light like some bats do out there with those half-ounce end loads. Then there's not a whole lot to say about these ones. I'm going to keep this pretty short and quick. Both these I'll just talk about at the same time, but Monsta's Monsta, right? I mean, a lot of people call him the kind of king of the ASA game. I still think, I mean, it's hard to beat not only the performance, but the sound and feel on the Monstas as well. And Carl over there with Monsta has obviously decided that MX Tech is the way to go with some of these new models. I know we still dropping M5s, M2s, but for me, the MX Tech is kind of, in my mind, the way I think of it is game ready tech. So when you swing these ones, all of these I found you can pretty much game from swing number 1. But I will tell you, as you get more and more swings on them, they do get hotter and hotter, which is obvious, should be obvious. But how hot they get is pretty wild too. I got a chance to swing a buddy's MX Torch when we were over in Barcelona for a ASA tournament that he had a lot of swings on, and it was nuts how much the fib kind of got that clack sound that everyone's kind of familiar with them, and you still got a bat that just performed great, feedback, everything like that. Didn't soften up the barrel or anything like that you got to worry about. So with these, the one thing I noticed with these two, with this being an alloy, is the alloy handle, even though this is a one piece, this one felt and was, in my mind, the stiffer of the two. You got a little bit more flex in the one piece. The one piece reminded me of like a 4,000, 4,500, somewhere right around there handle bat. So definitely still stiff, but not alloy stiff. So something just to keep in mind there for you as well. But the MX options are great options. Obviously, you can't go wrong. I've yet to find a Monsta I've swung and been like, oh man, this thing's a dud. And so I think that's an awesome quality there from Monsta with ASA, simply because, as we all know, each brand typically has something they drop at some point where someone's like, that doesn't feel great. Let me move on to a different one. Monsta just keeps rolling them out. Biggest kind of con, and I get messages from people all the time about them, is, hey, when there's certain models coming in stock, it's looked like Carl starting to really roll in and Monsta started really rolling more models. So just kind of keep your eyes peeled. I know they have some stuff available over on Monsta website now. You can always also go over to EHP Athletics, Jeff Eshelman. Great company, great customer service. He's got some awesome options over there as well. And I know he has some new stuff dropping soon. And then I believe All American Athletics is another one of the big Monsta retailers. You can check them out too. And one of them almost always has something in stock or close to being in stock. So just kind of keep that in mind. But yeah, again, with all three options, 100% not meant to be a comparison video. I'm sure some people will compare them, but just wanted to get all these models on there. I know we've had a lot of people asking about all of them. Just didn't have time to swing each one separately, get separate videos, all that kind of stuff. But all good options. Just kind of keep in mind what we talked about for kind of who swings they're gonna fit. I do think these three are pretty universal, will work for pretty much everyone. Other than the alloy handle torch, I do think if you're, obviously you got to be a fan of the real stiff handles. And I think it'll suit a little bit more of the faster bat speed, stronger players that don't like that extra flex. Like me, I don't play a lot of ASA. I think my first ASA tournament this year was the Whaley Bash, first one I've ever played in. Then Barcelona was my second one, and plan on playing a couple more this year. But for me, I like having more of that stiffer USSSA feel, and those ones kind of provide that for me. And then again with the Hades, a little bit more of that, slightly more flex in the handle, a little bit of a softer barrel. I think really meant for those guys that want to kind of either a slower swing speed or don't like to overswing, which hopefully you're not overswinging in general, and that'll perform well for you. But either way, hopefully you enjoyed it. Obviously the Monstas are available on Monsta's website. Anarchy's on Anarchy's website. I don't have codes for either of those for you. I'm not even sure if Monsta runs codes, but if you're looking to grab any of them, especially Anarchy's at a discount, I got some guys I can put you in touch with. Good buddy Brandon Newton, I know he's over there with them now. Flip Washington, Kyle Slicker, got a chance to meet and play with them over at Whaley Bash. Great dude. But plenty of guys I can put you in touch with to kind of help you out. Austin Dawes over there now as well. When you look at Anarchy's lineup of players, it's pretty wild. But with that being said, either way, hope you enjoyed it. Hopefully kind of helped you decide if maybe one of these is the bat you want to pick up as your next ASA USA model, or if you want to stick with something you already have, or go a different direction. Either way, feel free to reach out on any of the social medias, averageusslowpitch.com, or use the link tree in the description below. Tons of contact options, a lot of discount links, or discount codes and links, stuff like that for you as well. But either way, thanks for tuning in. Have a great day.